dodged the bullet. I just dodged the bullet. Woohoo! How you doing, y'all? Just a little few clips from during the week here. See this junction here that we have at the Samuel Beckett Bridge. Now, traffic is able to turn right over the bridge, coming the opposite direction, but there's a sign here, as you can see on the left-hand side, that says no left turn. Now that fan, the white fan's after turning left. But to be honest with you, I don't blame the guy. Another junction here, or not another junction, we have down by Guinness's along the quays. I'm travelling along in lane number 1, and this car coming up on my outside here, on my right hand lane, basically knows well at the end of this road that it goes around to the right, doesn't want to be in that lane, but doesn't want to be behind a truck. So he comes up just past me thinking he's going to push in front of me, but obviously bottles it at the last minute because he realises there's not enough room. So he does the same thing to the car in front, straight in front of the car. But, you know, the car brakes unnecessarily in my opinion because he's nowhere near him. This car causes a further problem for me. As we go round, you'll see that this car now in the right hand lane, which I am in, is driving way too slow. It's a new driver, and the new driver who's only after passing the test should know that you do not drive in lane number 2. You drive in the left hand lane unless you're overtaking something. But obviously this person does, A, doesn't care, or B, doesn't know what they're doing. So they're slowing me up completely here. I want to make progress. The cars are starting to go up on the inside of me. You'll see now a car passes me in the inside. There it goes. You know, I haven't done anything to this motorist. It's just crawling along in the outside lane, blocking up the road. And then a van goes up on my inside, and I just said to myself, after the van goes up on the inside, I just said, oh, here, I'm having no more of this. So I get back into lane number 1. There goes the van up on my inside, and I said, right, feck that. I'm back into lane number 1. The car is crawling along, as you can see there, completely in the wrong lane, with absolutely no reason or justification to be in that lane, apart from to cause frustration to other motorists. Now, the other motorists just simply undertake it, and I've got to that stage now where I will just do that. The next clip now comes on here. We'll just go a little bit further up the road. The reason I went through an amber light there is because if I didn't, this junction box gets blocked from cars coming to try and turn up to Kilmainham. So look at the car that's just coming across the chevrons there. He knows well where he's going. He knows well where he's going. Oh yeah, I'm just going to jump the queue, so I'm just going to go in here. So that's fair enough. The car in front of me lets him. The reason I'm out on the chevrons here is now because there's another queue jumper coming behind. And you'll see now as I pull into my lane here, on the left hand lane, the lane that goes straight ahead, that this Jeep or this SUV or whatever they call it shoots up on my outside. And once it gets to the top, look at it, there it goes, look, indicator on, right up to the top of the queue, past everybody else queuing, and the indicator on. And as soon as the traffic lights go green, this individual then just pushes his way back into the traffic. The problem with that is it causes a domino effect. Now we're further delayed. Now it's not just him. This happens every single morning. There's a car turning right now, genuinely in the right lane. But the Renault coming behind is another queue jumper. Just watch this. There he goes. Indicator on to turn left. Knows damn well that the lane turns right, but they just don't want to wait. They just think that it's okay to jump in front of everybody else. You guys can sit in the queue if you want. And I just drives me crazy every day in Dublin. And what makes me equally annoyed is the fact that people just allow them in. I don't allow queue jumpers in, and if someone's trying to queue jump, I will not allow them. Now, I'm physically restrained by the size of the vehicle. Now, the next thing, there's these two guys on a bike, cycling in the cycle lane. That's grand, no problem. Lights go green for us. I take off to the left, and as soon as I turn left, I can see already that one of the cyclists is actually cycling on the carriageway. Now, there's a cycle lane provided for the bikes, and if you want to have a chat with your buddy, that's okay, but don't do it and block up the lane of traffic. So I come behind these guys, and I just let them know, because I'm a white truck, the lanes are narrow enough when the cycle lane's there, so a little beep of the horn, get back in, you can talk some other time, and in fairness he does. So he gets back into the lane where he's supposed to be. But I'm not sure if he would have if I hadn't beeped the horn at him. And my last little clip here now is coming out the M3. Here's a road from Blanchardstown coming on. These two guys are coming on to the motorway, that's fine. I pull out into lane number 2, okay, because I'm going a lot quicker than they are. So I pass the first car in the left lane, no problem, that's grand. I attempt to pass the truck, but he's accelerating all the time, and he knows well I've pulled out. And he just decides, well, you know what, I'm not going to slow down to let you in, so I'm going to keep going. So, okay, I realise I'm coming off at the next junction. So, rather than being a fool and staying out and blocking up the road, I know this guy is not going to let me in, so, or else I can't pass him. So, I drop back. and I indicate left in to get into lane number 1. But the car in lane number 1 that I pulled out to let out has decided also that he's not going to let me back in. But I indicate to pull back in. I'm safe to do so. I pull back in. He doesn't like it at all. He's not happy about the situation that I pulled back in. He wanted to basically pin me out into the outside lane. Now, folks, I'll be honest with you. This is the reason that 90% of the time I will not pull out into the outside lane to let traffic join the motorway, because 99.9% of the time they just drive up the inside of you. This guy was attempting to drive up the inside of me after I pulled out to let him out, and I'm not having that. So I pulled back into the lane, my indicator's on to come off at the junction, and you see his reaction now. Rather than saying to me, okay, this truck pulled out to let me out, he moved into another lane to allow me to join the motorway. But he didn't care whether I pulled in or not. He's just going to go up the inside of me, and this is his reaction as he passes me. Now, rather than saying thanks for letting me out or letting me back in, flashing me back in, realising that I've just commoded myself to suit him, he just goes by blowing the horn. See, this is Ireland. This is what people do in this country. I can tell instantly what's going to happen here. The BMW on my right hand side is looking to get in to the exit. He's driving along in lane number 3. The traffic is already building on the slip road for the N4, but this guy, he doesn't want to join the queue. He just wants to jump the queue. So he pulls ahead of the white van, pulls into lane number 2. I pull back into lane number 1. I know already what this guy's going to do. He's back into lane number 1 now, and he's driving along in lane number 1 past all these cars who are patiently queuing in the traffic, and he's deciding to himself, you know what, I'm not going to bother queuing, I'm just going to wait for a gap and I'm going to pull in. So he stands on the brake halfway on and off the carriageway. I blow the horn at him, and what does he do? Give me the fingers, because that's all he's good for. My last clip is just absolutely astounding. I'm on the N11 heading southbound going home, and look at that van. It's unbelievable. He's just driven down on the central reservation of a motorway.